Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about the flowering and non-flowering plants. So, in the previous modules, we have already discussed about the classification of plants on the basis of their appearance. Appearance, that means for how long do they appear or their life cycle. And today we are now going to discuss about the classification only, but on the basis that which plant gives flower and which plant does not. So on this basis we will see that there are two types: plants that do not flower. For example, certain bacteria, Spirogyra, which is an algae. Okay. In the higher classes, you would be studying about the algae. So, Spirogyra is basically an algae which does not give flower. Then yeast and mushrooms that we eat. Got it? Then, if these bacteria, Spirogyra, yeast, mushrooms, they don't give flower, then what do they give? They give out spores. What do they give out? They give out spores. Okay. These spores help in the continuation of their generation. Okay. Because the plants that gives flower, there are plants which gives out attractive, colorful and fragrant modified parts which is known as flowers. These flowers, they lead to the production of fruit, and fruit production leads to the formation of seeds. Okay, so these seeds help these plants to continue their generation on this planet. But in case of these plants, they produce spore to do so. Okay, so there are plants that gives flower and there are certain plants which do not give flower but give spores. Next, we will discuss about the classification of plants on the basis of their habitats. Okay, students, do you know what is or what does habitat means? Habitat is basically the place where an organism live. Okay, the habit or the various types of characters of an organism develops on the type of habitats they live or on the basis of their surrounding where they grow up. The first type that you are going to study is the mesophytes. Mesophytes grow on land. So students, why do we call them mesophytes? Mesophyte basically contain or it is made up of two types of word. Okay, which two type of word? Just give me a second. Yes, mesophyte is made up of two type of word. Meso, it means moderate. What does it mean? It means moderate. Okay, and phyte came from the word phyta. It's a Greek term which means plant. Phyte means plant. So mesophytes are the plants that needs moderate amount of water. They grow on land. Most of the plants that you see around yourself are mesophytes, and they need neither less nor too high amount of water. They develop deep roots. Okay, why do they develop deep root? To absorb nutrient, water and holds the plant or tree firmly with the soil. And there are few examples like neem, peepal and banyan. So in the next slide we will see about the hydrophytes. Hydro. Here again it is made up of two words. Hydro means water and phyta means plant. The plant or the plants that grow on water, they are known as hydrophytes. So Their living place or their habitat is mainly the water and cannot survive on the land. Why? Because they don't have such kind of roots or their body structure that support or that can support their life on soil. So therefore they need water to survive. Many of these do not have roots. So how do they absorb the nutrient, water and mineral? They do it from the leaf surfaces. Okay, they use the leaf surface in order to absorb water and dissolved minerals and gases, respiratory gases. Certain examples are like water hyacinth, hydrilla, vallisneria, lotus, water chestnut. Okay, so these are the common examples of hydrophytes. Next are the xerophytes. So basically xerophytes, that means they are the plants. Xero means, here students, it is again made up of two words, that is one is zero and the another one is phytes. Okay, so here the xerophyte means, zero means little amount of water, okay, and phyta means plant. So that means xerophytes are the plant that need very little amount of water. They can survive in very little amount of water, okay. So they usually develop in dry areas. Their leaves and stem are modified to stop evaporation. They are thick. The leaves of xerophytes are thick and have a waxy layer on the surface of the leaf. This waxy layer cannot be dissolved in the presence of water and therefore it acts as a barrier so that the water from the plant body could not evaporate. Usually these xerophytes are present or you can find them in the desert areas. Xerophytic plants, their habitat is in arid or dry desert areas. So where the water availability is very low. So therefore, if in case the evaporation of the water gets too high, the plant will die. In order to check that plant or the nature has designed the plant in such a way that the leaf surfaces are coated with waxy layer and it stops the evaporation. They extend their root to absorb water just after rainfall from the soil surface. They have very less amount of rainfall, but just after the rainfall their root they get spread out or extended on the soil surface in order to fetch the water. Okay, and certain examples are cacti, spelling error is there, cacti, bryophyllum, babul, eucalyptus, etc., etc. So students, that's all about the classification of plants. We are ending with the plant parts. So the part which was dealing with the plant we have now completed. Now we will begin with the classification of animals in the next class. So your homework is to draw one mesophytic plant, one hydrophytic plant and one xerophytic plant, and you need to do the written work which will be sent in the class group. Thank you.